Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Just wanted to let you guys know, well, first of all, you've probably seen that I've changed the name of the channel just a little bit. It's now Jeff Donahue Scale Modeling. A little more descriptive than just my name. And I've designed the shop card. I've got a picture of it here. There you go. I'll have these in 2-3 weeks, and I'll be passing them out to anybody that's interested. My email address is in the About tab on my YouTube channel, and if you want a shop card, just drop me an email and I'll get one to you. Okay, this will be part 11 of the USS Arizona in 1/350th scale by Eduard, and in this one I get some work done on the funnel. I've got a bunch of PE that I put on, and got most of it all finished up. So if you want to see what I did, come along. Okay, let's go down to the bench. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to continue work on the funnel today. I've filled and sanded the joints on the hull, and it needs just a little more. I filled them some more this morning, and I'm letting that dry, and then they should be in really good shape. But I want to work on this funnel. This is what the kit provides as far as the Hobby Boss plastic. Okay, let me switch cameras here. Let's see if we can see this a little bit better. Okay, here's what we've got. I haven't glued this on because I don't want to do that before I get it painted now, after I made that little bit of a mistake. Anyway, here's our funnel. The Eduard kit wants you to stack 4 little rings. This is PE 171. They want you to stack 4 little rings on top of this hull for detail, and then they want you to build up the structure in there. There's a 6-sided or 6-pointed, I don't know, spider or whatever you want to call it. Here's some of the pieces for it here. Okay, I didn't really like the way that looked, so I decided to change it. What I did was, on my lathe, I made a little part up. See, when you put those parts on there, you can still see down inside the funnel. You can see the plastic in there. So what I did was I made this, and it'll go in here. And it is a little taller than the 4 of these stacked up, which is fine with me. And I put a ridge around the inside for these parts to sit on, so that they'll have a little bit better positioning. And when you look down inside, all you see is the inside of that piece. You don't see the plastic anymore. So I'll be doing that real soon. I'll get that all put together. But that was a pretty quick little thing to do. So these rings I'm not going to use. That doesn't really give you much detail when you stack these up. It's going to be real hard to get them all lined up good and make it fit all, the way you want it to. So what else I've been doing? There's 2 of these. This is the gun platform, or the observation platform that goes below that. Okay, and they've got to be bent. And here's one all done up. I'll show you how I did it. This goes, got to make sure it's on the correct side. This goes right here. Okay, and then that other platform will go right above it, and then there'll be another piece of photo etch that'll go across the front here. Okay, so I'll show you what I did with that. This has not been glued or anything, it's just been bent. First step in doing this, of course, is to make sure that all the parts are cut out and smooth. You don't want any nibs or anything sticking out. Okay, let's go back up to the other camera for a second. Okay, this needs to be annealed to bend it like it needs to be bent. What I use is this. Okay, you can use a candle. The problem with candles are the flame is kind of dirty and it leaves all your parts really suited up bad. You can put this on and at a really low flame and hold your parts up close to it. You just got to be careful because you get carried away and you'll absolutely melt them. But that's what I use when I do my annealing, and I really like it. It works out real well for me. So in order to bend this, let's see here. And I'm bending it when I'm not intending to. Okay, here's our crease lines. Let's see, let's go back down here. Okay, here's our crease lines. So those need to be folded in. So this will be the outside, and it needs to be, these need to be rolled this way. What I did is while I had my lathe going, I turned a piece of brass that was the same diameter as this. Okay, so that gives me the radius, if I can show you here. That's the same diameter as that curve there. So when you're doing your brass, you don't want to roll these parts. These need to stay flat, but you want to roll this part. So I made this just as wide as the part I want to roll, and then I just turn it until I get to the point where the two parts, the flat part and the other side, meet. Okay, just about like so. Now I did get a little far into it there. That's basically what we want there. Okay, and then we'll do the same over here. See if I can do this. Maybe you can see it better this way. Okay, we'll put this on here and just roll it in until we're at the point where the folds meet, kind of like so. Now there will be a bend here and here, just to show you the back side of this. Let's try something else here. There we go. Let's see. Let's try that. So here's the finished piece, and on the back side it has to be bent out. Okay, so on here, now that we're getting close, let's go ahead and fold these parts in. And our radius is pretty close. Just kind of got to keep working at it. This is really delicate, so it's real easy to distort. But I did the top, and that gives me an idea of where I need to do the other folds. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So take my bending pliers, figure out where you want to, I'm going to have to loose the glasses again, figure out where you want your bend at. there. And then we're going to go this way. Oh, got a little carried away there. Well, I can fix that. Being annealed, it's really, really soft. So it's pretty easy to manipulate. Okay. That's about what I want. And then the same thing on this side. We'll bend this side out just a tiny bit. Okay. Fix the side where I just started it just a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'll be real careful when I glue this to make sure all my corners line up real well and everything. Straighten that out just a bit. Okay. And then let's do the bottom. Okay, just a little adjustment here and there. Really delicate with this. The open section here, these little pillars are very, very, very delicate. Okay, let's see how it fits. This will go on this side. Just like so. Okay, nothing to it. When I glue the joints, I'll be real careful to make sure that everything's lined up well. But that's all there really is to it. Just a matter of just taking your time. You don't need, something like this, but it's good to have something that's real close in the right diameter to give you something to roll that around. Alrighty, I'm going to try real hard to have the camera on more while I'm doing things, just so you guys can see what I'm up to. I'm going to put this aside for now. It'll have to be glued. But I got something else I want to talk about for a second here. Okay. One of my subscribers, Chris, was inquiring about this vise. Okay. I really like this vise, but when I got it, it had some issues. Okay, it's got two real shiny, let's go ahead and just go like this. Two real shiny polished steel balls, top and bottom, that it's clamped against. And the clamp won't hold it. It just slips really, really bad. So what I did, right in here, I put a piece of sandpaper. Okay, you can see it right there. I split it to go around the screw there. But if you put that little piece of sandpaper in there and then tighten it down, then it works really nice. Very happy with it. I bought this on Amazon for I think less than $30. But I just wanted to show you guys, if you do get a vise like this, that's an easy fix. Okay, when I got it and took it out of the box, I tightened the screw down. It comes with an Allen wrench. No matter how, I was tightening it probably tighter than I should, and it would just fall over. So I thought about it a little bit as well. It's a friction problem, so a little bit of sandpaper in there, and it took care of it just fine. And eventually maybe I'll have to replace the sandpaper, but you know, it sits nice and steady. It doesn't move or anything, so you can adjust it to whatever angle you want. Anyway, I just wanted to show Chris and anybody else that might be interested. This is a really good vise, but it does have that issue, and it needs to be addressed before you use it, or you won't be happy with it. All right, I'll be back in a bit with some more stuff. Okay, guys? Yeah, it's been several days since I've had a chance to work on this, trying to get the Saint Chamond all finished up, which it is, and it's in the case now. So I wanted to show you what I've done off camera a little bit. Let's go ahead and go to this. Okay, there was a really bad seam right here. Okay, and this overlapped this by probably a 1/2 millimeter. So that's all been sanded down, and all the joint all the way around has been filled. I'll spray some primer on it just to check before I actually finish things up, just to make sure. But that joint I think is really good now. There's going to be a door here, and there's going to be a ladder or stairs here. There's going to be at least one door there and some more stairs here. Same thing on the other side. So there's going to be a lot of detail in just this little area too. Then here on the front, we had a really bad seam that went across here, and that's all gone. This edge here is supposed to be here. There's going to be a piece of photo etch that goes over that, and that's about where it ends. But this seam down here was really bad, and that's all taken care of. So the hull, that's pretty much all I did just to the hull. Let me set this in a safe place. Okay, let's go back up to the top camera. Okay, you saw this part where I bent this and I'll put it all together. Okay, I painted these panels underneath, just primed them in black, and I also primered the inside of these in black. The reason being is that when these go on, let me get these in the right place. These will go on here, right up underneath that. And if that's going to be really hard to get paint in there. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I didn't have any glinting plastic or brass showing. So I'll paint this all with my regular, with the blue, eventually, that the ship will be. But any place inside there that doesn't get painted, at least it'll look, just like a shadow. So you won't be able to really see any black or any brass shining through, or any plastic. Okay, so that's been primed inside, and this one's been primed inside. Okay, and then of course I did the panel on both sides of these. On this, I put the I don't know if you can see it or not, I put the little spider in there. Okay, that was four pieces. No, one, two, yeah, just 4 pieces. They overlapped, but that's done, and I painted the inside of that in black all the way down, just with a brush, with my Mr. Surfacer black. That way, this will all be black. This whole cap will be black. But I didn't want to, load it with the spray gun down in there, just trying to make it all black and then mess up all the detail. So this will all be painted black eventually, but at least I got the details taken care of. Okay, so it should be good, and I won't have to worry about any brass shining inside there when I get it all done. Okay. These I need to glue on. This is, let me get this out of here. This is really delicate, the rails are. This is PE 219 here. It's got some little railings on it that I've already bent. If you can see it or not. Yeah. Okay, so that needs to go on if I don't mess it up in the meantime. And then we've got some little lockers here, and I bent one of them, and then I've got the other one I still need to do. I'll try and do on camera. They're so tiny that all you can really see is, you know, like this when I'm putting them together. One other thing I wanted to mention, let's do this real quick. Let's go to 2 and then go to this. On the instructions it shows removing 2 ladders, removing 2 plastic ladders, and then putting on 2 photo etch ladders. According to the resources that I have, my stuff shows there's only 1 ladder. I don't understand really why they've got this angled one here, but I'm just going to put 1 ladder and leave the other one off. Okay, so these will glue on. One of the other things that I wanted to address, or I'm going to have to address soon, is this is showing you to remove the locating pins or locating ridge here for the stack and move it forward. Okay, it doesn't tell you how much to move it forward, just to move it forward. There's going to be several other structures. These I think are flag lockers. There'll be one of these on each side. And then there's going to be another structure here, I'm not real sure what it is, with a door on it, and then there's going to be a door under here. But I'm not going to remove this right now. What I may end up doing, because that's going to leave a big gap in my deck when I put that wooden deck down here. What I'm thinking about doing is figuring out how long these are going to be, and then I may have to add a strip to the back of this for spacing, and leave the stack where it, you know, where it already is. I'm not sure. You know, I don't know if I could patch the deck if I move it that far forward. It would probably not look real good. So in order to keep the deck looking good, I may leave the stack where it is, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. So let's get PE 69 and 70 glued on, and this glued on, and then I've got some little triangles on the sides here I need to bend and glue those underneath and get the ladder on, and then I've got these little triangles I need to do. Okay, so let's see what we can do about getting that done. Let's go back here. So here's this. I want to go ahead and glue this down. So what I'm going to use is the let's see here, the 5 to 10 second Boss Smith Industries. I'm going to have to lose my glasses again so I can see what I'm doing. I've got to get bifocals. Let's put a little in here. Okay. I just want to raise this up a little bit. There's a flat surface right on top of there, and I want to put some glue on that. I'll use my little wire to get in there. Okay. Let's see. I want to get to mess the railings up. I'm going to have to get some super glue accelerator. I don't have any right at this time, so that you can set the glue and just keep on going. It doesn't take long anyway. Okay, that's in place. Okay. And then there's a little, let's see here. These are a mirror image of each other. Okay, and there's kind of a little doorway right here. And those will go toward the slope side of the stack. So let's put a little glue and just drop those in there. Okay. Glue from the underside of this. And then a little bit here on the edge. Push that in just a little bit. Okay, it's been a little while. I had a few other things I needed to do, but the next step was to fold these little triangles over. They're supposed to be braces underneath, and glue them in place. I don't know if you can even see that or not. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, there's 5 little triangles that need to be, put underneath to support it. Problem I had was they didn't fit for me. I did one side, and every one of them I had to break it off and reposition it and then put it back into place. So I've got this side done. They're very, very tiny and very, very fiddly. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you on camera as I'm doing it. I don't know if you can even see that. Kind of you can. I'll post some, put some pictures with the video later. But I got the triangles all in place. I don't know. Won't focus that close, will it? There we go. There they are. Okay, there's the 5 little triangles. Okay. I had this in the wrong place, or I had that in the wrong place, or something, but they just didn't fit for me. So now I've got these 5 on this side I'm going to have to do the same with, and I'm going to have to do it off camera. It took a little bit for me to kind of get a technique that worked. What I did, and I'm sure you guys that work with photo etch all the time know, but I broke all these off and kept them in order. And I had them here on the mat, and I would pick one up in my fingers, and I would hold it, I'd get it in the position I wanted, then I would take my wax pencil, put the wax pencil on, and it wouldn't stick. Okay, what's going on here? I'd lay it on the mat, and I'd touch the wax pencil to it, and it would stick. So apparently what's going on is these parts are just so tiny, the heat from my fingers transfers so quickly that it was melting the pencil just enough that they wouldn't stick. So if I laid them on the mat, no problem. Pick them up, put them in position. I would dip them in a little bit of the 5 to 10 second. Just barely touch the edge and get them into place. And then once I got them into place and was happy with them, I'd come back with the 2 to 5 second and just take a little bit on a toothpick and touch the sides and reinforce it a little bit. So I've still got to get the other side done, but I've got some other things I need to do right now. So I'll go ahead and do it off camera, and then I'll show you when I come back. This will still be, I'll keep the same episode going, but I want to get those done, and I want to get, I've got those braces that go underneath down here too. These here, okay, they need to go on, and then I've got the ladders that need to go on, and then we'll have the very last thing. I've got this piece of photo etch that goes across, and it's really delicate. The rails and stuff on there are really, really delicate. So I got to put that on, and then there's a couple of lockers that I've made one of them up already that will go up here too. And then later when I get the guns made up, I'll fit those too. But I've got to shut the camera down for a little while, and then when I get a chance, I'll put those other triangles, little braces in place, and then we'll continue with the rest of it. So I'll be back in a little while, guys. Okay? Okay. My wife just had a quick question for me. So the ladder's on. All looks really good. Now I've got these 4 braces to add. These are part number, let's see here, PE 115. Okay. These are pretty easy to put on. I didn't have any trouble with the other side at all. I just freshened up my medium CA here. And these I used a pair of tweezers to hold. They're a little bit bigger than the other ones I did. Just get a hold of them where they're not going to be in the way. Touch it to the CA and wipe off the excess, and try and put it as close to the one on the other side as you can. Let's see here. Okay, all we need to do is just to get it to just kind of sit there. Once we get them all in, then we'll take the real fine CA and we'll reinforce them a little bit. Let's see here. Try and pick the CA up where I can just see what I'm doing. Wanting to lay over on me. Give it just a second. Okay. There's 2. Here's 3. Okay, there's all 4. Okay, now what I need to do is take the really thin CA and just flow a little into the joints just to kind of reinforce it a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can do this on camera. What I do is first I make sure the flow is okay and get just a tiniest little bead on the end of the applicator. Okay, whoa, too much. It's too much, just let it go. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. Those are on there. Okay, now I have one more big piece. PE219, that's the main part that connects the two observation parts here together. Goes right across here. Okay. What I need to do is just get a little bit of CA on the center to tack it. Okay, we're going to take a little step backwards here. After gluing this piece on, the one that connects the two observation stations, I just wasn't happy with the fit. It didn't fit very well, left big gaps, and it just was almost impossible to glue on straight. There was really no support for it at all. So I took it off, and in the process of taking it off, I broke one of the rails. They're extremely delicate. What I did, I made a new platform. Okay, let me pick this. It's very delicate. So what I did is I just took some plastic cardstock. Set this off. And I made another platform, and I glued the one that broke off, I glued on. Let me go to the side and see if you can see it any better. See if, there we go. Okay, so I just took some cardstock and I made a template. Well, I actually used the shape of the bottom. I just set it on there and cut it out. Okay, and glued it on. So it glued on real good because it overlapped the little observation platform here. So there's no gaps anymore, and it fits tight all the way around. I glued that one on there. There's going to be two. I need something to point with here. There's going to be two ladders that connect here and over here. Okay, so I'm not going to glue these rails on until I get these ladders in place. Then I'll decide my spacing and everything, and I'll glue those other two ladders on that are left. But that was a much better solution than that other part. It was just it fit terrible. Okay, and then with this on there, that's pretty much going to have the funnel done. I've still got to put the little lockers on and the guns on, which I'll do soon. I'll probably not put the guns on until I paint, because those will be a different color. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and I'm hoping you're enjoying this much as I am. Okay, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.